down, chop it down, chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Chop it down, you gon' chop it down.
I just appreciate everybody
Damn,
watching. Man.
Watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Die.
Sir. Yes, sir. What's going on with you? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome into another episode of the Washington Commanders Morning Show right here on the Trap or Dive YouTube channel. Let me go ahead and get my music going right quick. I see you all in the comments. Hold on. Let me get my music right quick. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Boom. Here we go. Here we go. Jaren, where you been, man? The intro been here for a minute. We had this thing for like a few months. Probably like since January though. But nah, man. Hey, I love that intro. Shout out to Montez. I grew up with bro. Does a lot of music, man. Does a lot of art. He's an artist. I think that's the best way to say it, bro. Montez is a dog. Man. And shout out to Tay and Todd, specifically Todd, who created the actual video of everything, man. That joint is fire, bro. The song is fire. The hook is fire. Everything. What's going on? What's up with all the morning trappers, man? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, sir. Sweet Jones. Yes, sir. Big homie. Hey, big homie. Listen. I did. So look. Let me see. Cause I'm about to be back on the Xbox soon. What is my gamer tag? Matter of fact, no, send me your gamer tag because I have the Xbox app up again, so I can add you right now before I forget. Yeah, I'm logged in. So send me your gamer tag, bro. We're gonna link up on that jump. Jaren, like I said, good morning. And everybody that's checking in, let's get the administrative item out of the way. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it, man. Hey, listen, can we look, my birthday is in a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, my birthday is on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Can we get a little six piece McNugget for the subscribers, man, so we get the 1K? Can we do that for the kid B-Day? I don't know. Can we do it though? If you just tapping in, man, and you haven't subscribed, or if you're watching this video, this playback, and you haven't subscribed, do that for me. Do that for the kid. You ain't gonna miss out. You ain't gonna you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be disappointed. But on the Twitch side, if you are on Twitch and you're just watching, make sure you hit that follow button if you have not done so. And if you're on Twitter, I cannot see your comments. But if you're here for just to watch, man, appreciate you tuning in. If you want to be a part of the show, make sure you migrate over to the YouTube side or the Twitch side and be a part of the show. We definitely appreciate it. Yes, sir. November 24th, man. November 24th, bro. Turning 29. Kid turning 29, bro. You know what's funny too? Before I even get into, matter of fact, two things. Let me put the link in the chat. This is an open show. I'm giving the floor to anybody and everybody. I do have a time limit. My dog has a doctor appointment, and I got to go to admissions. So we ain't gonna be on here for too long. But at the end of the day, floor is open to anybody and everybody wants to talk ball. So somebody asked me. I said somebody. My dad asked me, like a week or two ago. He said, how does it feel to be like a couple weeks away from 29 rotations around the globe, around the earth? And you know what's crazy for me, bro? Yeah, she good, Jaren. She good. I think. Seriously, I think she good. We about to find out. It's something slight because she doesn't appear like hurt or sick. But we just going to take it there just to be sure. But anyway, he had said, man, what do you think about that? And I'm like, at 29 years old, bro, I don't know. Like, I'm a simple person. For those who don't know, like, having a birthday on Thanksgiving is so weird. Like, it's either on Thanksgiving the day after Thanksgiving or the day before Thanksgiving. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, it's always that. So, like, I've always had birthdays. This is gonna sound so weird, but I don't mind telling you all, right? But I've always had birthdays where, like, it's always spent, like, with family and, you know, eating. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But anytime you want to try to do something for your birthday, everybody with their family. So if you try to hang out with your friends, you try to hang out, try to go out or something like that, you technically could at the end of the day. But I'm not going out on the full stomach, bro. I want to sleep. Or I want to watch football. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that, bro. So, like, sometimes it gets hard, bro, on the days of my birthday, bro. But point being, I don't really know how to feel at 29, man. This is like a weird middle space. And then 28 was a big year for me. Again, for those who don't know, and I'm not doing this for sympathy. We just talking, right? We just talking. Like, 28 is a big year for me because that was a year. Like, my sister passed, right? She passed away when I was 16, but she was 28 when she passed. So, like, for whatever reason, I built up this anxiety in my head, that, you know, I have to do a lot for my family. But furthermore, like, just 28 that year alone has to be something where I kind of, you know, do a lot for my sister. Like, I thought about her a lot. You see, I'm stammering, right? I don't really talk about my sister on these, like, airways. I don't really talk about her publicly like this. But yeah, that's kind of where the situation was for me. So 29, I really don't know how to feel. I think 30 may be a little bit different because, you know, that's a milestone. That's a lot, 30 years. But yeah, 29, man. I just appreciate the fact that, you know, I'm still here today. I'm still, you know, we're still healthy. Everybody that's in here, I appreciate y'all watching, and I'm assuming the same thing. I hope all is well with you all. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's a little weird, man. It's a little weird. Night before is the perfect time. I give you that one. I give you that one. Hey, look, like I said, bro. Hey, look, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this for sympathy, man. I do appreciate the good words, but I'm just talking. We just talking. Yeah, man. But she passed away in, like, 08. So that was a while ago. So yeah, we ain't gotta get sentimental or sad or nothing right here, man. We just chopping it up. He said, enjoy your young days while you can. You hit 40 and that check. Look, I pray it don't. Man. I know people in my flag league, bruh. It's this one dude named Juice. Juice is 50. He was on our team at, like, 56 and still producing, like, legitimately producing. Like, he wasn't out there, like, running. Like, Juice used to be fast when he was younger, so that's the thing. Like, Juice used to be fast when he was younger, so at 56 years old, he got a little gut now. He played blocking back, but he still goes out catching patches. He can make some people miss, and he could run. So look, I'm praying when 40 come around that while I'm not gonna be working out as much, I can still, you know what I'm saying, get on that field and do a thing or two. Hey, but nah, appreciate you, Hawk. Yes, sir, appreciate you. Okay, so here we are, Washington. Yes, sir. I'm thankful for my health and my beautiful wife and my wonderful kids. I hope everybody has a blessed Thanksgiving. Yes, sir. Outlaw, appreciate you checking in. Good morning. And good morning to all the morning travelers that's just checking in as well. That's good words, man. And I hope all is well as you continue out throughout the holidays, and stay safe. Wherever y'all at, stay safe, man. So look, link is in the StreamYard thing. I'll do it one more time so everybody can have it, and then let's go ahead and talk ball. So the topic that's on my mind, and I think we talk about it ad nauseum, but at the same time, it has to be discussed. Yes, sir. Appreciate the days spent with family. Many people spend their days alone. You are absolutely correct, Gerard. Definitely grateful for that. And I'm sure a lot of you all are in here saying the same thing, spending it with the people that you love. So the topic is Taylor Heinicke, and like I said, we do talk about it ad nauseum, but it's an important conversation because Washington's in the playoff race. And you have to kind of gauge where Ron Rivera is at, because essentially when you think about Taylor and when you think about the quarterback situation, the biggest thing when you kind of consider what Carson Wentz brings to the table is like, well, there's a lot. And we can fully talk about it in a few minutes. I want to start with the defense because the defense is going to be a fun topic and a non-stressful topic, right? I think that's probably the best place to start. So let's start with the defense and close with Taylor Heinicke. Okay. So girl, what's up with you? So the Commanders' defense, man, they were dominant against Houston. No question about it. No shadow of a doubt. Dominant against Houston, right? Where did that performance propel them? And let me go ahead and pull up the numbers. Let me see. Did they update this? Yes, they did. All right, so where did they propel them? And what do I mean by this, right? So let's go through a couple of surface level stats and then talk about what they did with Houston. So surface level, Washington is now, after their 11th game against Houston, are now 12th in points allowed defensively, 6th in yards allowed defensively. They are 12th in passing defense and 6th in rush defense. Again, surface numbers. We're not looking at advanced anything. Those are all on the surface. They're 10th in yards, net yards allowed in passing, and then 9th in yards allowed in rushing. Against Houston, you had a team that they gave up 10 points, 21 rush yards on 16 attempts, a total of 148 yards, and forced 2 turnovers. Kept your defense, kept the Houston Texans offense to 2 of 13 on third downs. So those are the surface numbers. Jealous and it's painful. Commanders defense key to success. Offense won't be able to carry the team. Awe-inspiring job, Heinicke. All right. Oh wait, you said something else up here too. Oh Lord, Taylor is Alex Smith 2.0. And well, we're gonna come back to this. That's one hell of a comment. That is an explosive comment, Magic Man. Appreciate you checking in. We're gonna talk about that. So don't let me forget. And I want you to explain yourself. Explain yourself, Magic. So we can have that discussion. So we got through the numbers right with Houston. And my thing is, and my question is like, is it safe to say that Washington is officially like a great defense? Because the only reason why that word comes up, and I'm talking about just within the context of 2022, we're not talking about anything else. The reason why I bring that up is I've been hearing that word get used like often, like after this game, like this is a great defense. It's a very good defense. I think the defense is good, right? I think the defense is good, but are we talking about, like, there's several things that kind of gets in the way. Now let's start with giving credit. I'll start with giving credit, right? I've had concerns with this defense watching the tape on a weekly basis, right? But to everybody's credit, from the coordinator down to the players, Cam Curl coming in after week 2 made a difference. He came back into the fold. Jamin Davis, Cole Holcomb improving. Just in terms of their run discipline, coming back into the fold, or just improving helps these guys out. Benjamin St-Juste, the best mistake that Washington did was start him out at slot, because it allowed them to see that he was capable of handling several different roles for this defense, slot and outside. That was a beautiful mistake, because now you can trust him to move around on your defense, right? Let's see. Stats aren't inflated, whatever say. Can't see pain. Wait. I want to say great, but keep playing on this way. So let's continue, right? Bobby McCain, his versatility was always known, but they put him at free safety to start the season because they didn't think that they had somebody else out there who was capable of playing that post role, right? So now you see with William Jackson gone, okay, we can get a little bit more creative with this defense, right? So Bobby McCain versatility is coming into play, right? All of these things are happening as weeks move along. So the creativity for this defense and the trust in the players to play different roles for this defense is all coming to fruition in our face. John Allen, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, those three, the first rounders on this defense, is on a weekly basis creating some type of pressure, if not getting to the quarterback. And that's really good. That is important, right? And again, when you ask the question, like, is this a great defense? That's always going to be a hard question to ask right now, right? Jerry says they're not great right now, but they're on their way. I think, again, to give credit with everything that we just mentioned, that we just listed, every single week that I've seen issues from this defense, right, it is slowly like negated or been mitigated as the weeks move on. So like you may see some problems here and there, but it's not as prevalent as the week prior. One of the biggest things that I saw and that scared me was in the Chicago game. You gave up 7 points, just 7, right? But oh my God, was the second level open so much? Was the third level open? Like there was so many plays that Jalen Hurts, oh my goodness, that Justin Fields left on the field. And I'm like, bro, if he did that, imagine what Aaron Rodgers can do, because he's very good at bootleg. Imagine what Kirk Cousins can do, because he's very good at bootleg. And those issues did not exist against Green Bay. Those issues did not exist against Minnesota. And that was like the glaring weakness, right? The coverage a bit, like they got Rashad Wildgoose out of the paint. Bobby McCain is out there now. But also Derek Forrest is interchangeable. He's playing in the slot sometimes. He's matched up against tight ends. They have rotations where they could put Bobby McCain up as the free safety. Sometimes Cam Curl is back there. Like that is the definition of position flex. Like they are doing their thing on that defense side of football. And to their credit, those things are good to see. Now let's talk about my concerns, right? Let's go ahead and keep going. My bad. We can beat bad teams, and on an occasion, a team that you don't expect us to win, but can win. But can win consistency is the question that they can answer in the next game. I think we're probably 12th ranked defense right now. Washington is the 12th in points allowed, 6th in yards. We got to be more consistent through a game to be elite, in my opinion. All right, so here's my concern. The Philadelphia game, second game against Philadelphia, right? Washington's defense was only on the field for 19 minutes. And they gave up 264 yards in those 19 minutes, right? But I think Philly was around like 5 or 6 yards of play. That is a little nerve-wracking. They had 4 turnovers in that game. And another positive, before we continue on with this question, right? Another positive is Washington's defense has delivered in turnovers over the last few games. You're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight games forcing a turnover. They went from a team who had 1 in the first 5 games, right? Damn near at the bottom of the league in turnovers forced, to now having 13. So they have 12 turnovers forced in the last 6 games. They have propelled themselves from dead last to 19th. So another proponent of this defense improving is the fact that they're able to force turnovers. And in addition to that is Derek Forrest, right? Derek Forrest is a person where, I have made a publication. Why did I say it like that? I made an article. I wrote an article this morning. I wrote an article this morning that kind of dove into or tapped into Derek Forrest's potential as a post safety, as a free safety. And I think what is really helping Derek Forrest and really helping this defense is the fact that, he is able to make plays on the football. He is able to, he has ball skills, man, and that's important. Like if you have a defender out there who can cover the ground the way that Derek Forrest can, but also is able to make a play when you throw the football at him, quarterbacks are going to begin to start second guessing. So they're finding their fit defensively. All of that is important. You saw it in the last 2 games. Philly picked off when Jalen Hurts threw to AJ Brown. In this game, picked off when Davis Mills threw to Brandon Cooks on the sideline. Shout out to Benjamin St. Juste, but the point is, you throw it that way and Benjamin tries to tip it off or tip the pass, you're going to get that. So they have playmakers, right? But I just think, and turnovers are playing a big part, but I just think there's not many times you can get that lucky in a game. Philadelphia game, forcing 4 turnovers. 1 shouldn't have been, and 1 was at the end of the game. 1 shouldn't have been because of the face mask call, the clearly missed face mask call. But ultimately, you get those turnovers, and that keeps you in the game. But they had some explosive plays against allowed with Philadelphia, and that's kind of the hesitation. Some of those explosives are still there, and that's a potent offense. You're probably not going to see that again until San Francisco and then Dallas. And both of those games are going to be very important for Washington's ability to, enter that wild card spot. All of that is important. Wondering about sustainability. They aren't the Ravens defense with Dilfer, but the QB is Dilfer. Oh Lord, Dilfer. That's boy. This defense is going to get JDR another head coaching gig soon. That is actually valid if he wants to take it. If he wants to take it. Yeah, they were their own worst enemy. So yeah, that's kind of where my head is at with this defense, is understanding that you have 2 more games. Philly was the litmus test for me. And I think that for the most part, being able to force turnovers and be opportunistic is able to, cancel out the explosive plays that you do allow, especially if you can keep them out of the end zone. So all of that is important. You can't take that away. I just think for the amount of times that, they were able to move the ball down the field when they had opportunities in terms of explosive plays, you got to be able to take that into account when you go up against teams similar in nature on the offensive side of the football. San Francisco has explosive players in the Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, Kittle, and obviously Christian McCaffrey now. And then obviously we know Dallas Cowboys, they aren't as explosive with Amari not there, but they still have they have TP, Tony Pollard, and obviously they still have some of the receivers that's available that may play, and Gallup, obviously, and obviously other guy, CD. So I just think for the term great to be thrown around after the game against Houston is a little bit premature, but I do think they're playing really good football right now, and I do think that they are consistently building off of each week. And that's kind of my main takeaway, is that they're building off of each week, bro. And I don't think you can ask for anything better than that, especially if you can build off each week. So, we'll see what happens when Atlanta comes in town. Atlanta is one of the better rush offenses in the NFL. I think they're like a top 5 offense. And they can. That's how they move the ball with Mariota and whoever their running back is, Cordarrelle Patterson. In Algier. What's his name? I'm gonna look it up. Oh damn, Mariota ain't playing too bad as a quarterback. Yeah, Tyler Algier and Cordarrelle Patterson, and obviously you got Marcus Mariota in that thing, running 372 yards on the season, averaging nearly 5 yards a carry. Yes, I mean you just got to we're going up against Drake London. That's my boy. That's my boy right there, Drake London. Oh man, I can't wait for that. That's my guy right there. If y'all know, y'all know. Is he saying that we have a trend deal for like QB and Heinicke? I think he is saying that. Definitely trending up. I'm with you. That's kind of where I'm at. Do we have a status update on Ben? I think he's good. Let me see where. I could have sworn I'm about to look for the status update. Hawk, I see you. We're about to go ahead and bring you up. Matter of fact, let's bring Hawk in now. That is also, I think this is also valid too. I don't know if he's getting that job either, but they may not even care. I ain't gonna lie to you. You never know with the league, bro. Let's go ahead and bring Hawk in. Oh Lord, Dakota, please don't. What is she doing? Okay, come on. Let's go ahead and bring Hawk in right quick. Cut the music down for a second. Get the good man Hawk in this thing. Music down. Boom. 2%. Boom. And let me go ahead and look for that status for Benjamin St. Juice. Al2, appreciate you checking in. Good morning to you. Yeah, let me go ahead and look for that status. What's going on with you, Hawk? How you feeling?
Yo, what's going on, man? Good morning, Maul, Coach Maul, aka hey, Maul. You are, if you don't know, you are the leader of this thing, man. So morning to you, man. 994, man. I see you, man.
I appreciate the good words, my man. But we all in this thing, talking
Facts.
some ball, bro. So appreciate you tuning in, and obviously appreciate you always calling in. So let me hear the good words from Hawk this morning, man. What's on your mind?
Yeah, man. So, hey, Maul, honestly, man, true story, man. I did not watch this game because valid reason, because I was actually at the Baltimore game.
Okay.
Yeah. So, took the missus out, you know what I'm saying? Went out that joint.
That was a crazy game though, too.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something. She was getting pissed. I was getting pissed too. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm like, yo, what in the world is going on, man? Y'all coming off the bye week. I expected a blowout.
Look, 13-3. What's funny? Like the spread dictated that too. Like the spread dictated that you would have thought Baltimore was going to handle business against Carolina. But sometimes like when you got a defense or an offense that's easy to read, you can take advantage of it. And I don't know, like I didn't see the full game. Like, what was the mistakes on the Ravens? Like, was it the fact that they just couldn't get anything going, or was the Carolina Panthers actually playing good?
Yeah, so honestly, so from my vantage point, sometimes we get into the shotgun and you know what I mean, and we had those RPOs, you know what I'm saying, run pass options. And Greg Roman is a savant, you know what I'm saying, at the RPO. So what I'm looking at it is like this. It's like, certain times, okay, yeah, that's cool to go and give Lamar those options. But I'm like, yo, but they stopping it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, look how many guys is crowded around the line of scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? And they just looking for it. You know what I'm saying? And at times, you know what? They were winning. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Baltimore. I mean, Lamar. He had some good runs. You know what I'm saying? Justice Hill came in there. I mean, their running back. He had some good runs. But I'm like, yo, like they stopping that stuff. And then I'm like, for their receivers. I mean, everybody talks about Baltimore's receiving core and how it's not really all there, but I'm like, but they got some dogs for real. You just got to put them in advantageous situations so that they can go and win. Because there were times where Baltimore, where Lamar, he would go and throw the ball just like a DeMarcus Robinson. He was catching them. And y'all just signed Deshaun Jackson. I hardly saw Deshaun Jackson at all. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing?
You know that's gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying?
Snap! Jerry said he ain't watching it. He took the kids to main event. What's main? Oh, WWE. Is that what main event is? I think so. Damn. Okay, we got people in here not watching the game. What's going on, Rich? I see you, player. Peace Crab said if we're a closer game, he would have probably played, but should be okay. Okay. All right. All right. So talk to me, Hawk, man. You didn't see too much of it. Did you catch the highlights? Hawk, you there? Or did you lag out? All right. Well, I'm gonna make sure that I keep the show going till the good man Hawk is back. Scott was feeling himself too much with those red zone calls. Either run it or call a fade slant and look for a one-on-one. Don't need to be cute like Dave and Buster's, but also has bowling. Oh, okay. Main event like Dave and Buster's. Okay. Now I'm cool. Hawk, you back?
Yeah. Hey, yo. All right. Y'all got me?
Yeah. So I was asking.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I was asking, did you catch the highlights? Because I think let me start there. Did you catch the highlights at all?
No, I haven't.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this then. Let's go ahead and let's kind of look forward, since if that's the case. Obviously, again, as you can probably hear from a lot of people as you're catching up on the game today, defensively, Washington dominated. It really wasn't close for like 98%.
That's what I heard.
And offensively, there's still some issues. We're going to tap into that in a second, and talk about some Taylor Heinicke and the Commanders' offense. But for you, Hawk, there's a big game against Atlanta, and I would preface it like this: Washington, like I said, we're going to dive into the offense in a second, but Washington's defense is obviously, it is what it is. Like you have that picture in your head, but in the same vein,
right.
You have the same picture of the offense in your head too. This offense kind of reverted back to, what it has been prior to the Philadelphia game in terms of not being able to stay on the field outside of one or two possessions, right? Another thing that I wanted to bring up too to everybody in the chat, Jay, I see you. And Rich just brought it up. Rich literally just brought it up. Kendall set the tone. So another thing that I wanted to bring up in terms of this offense, right? They only put up what? 16 points in the game, and that 16th point, that 3 points in the second half, didn't come into the fourth quarter. So I say that to say Kendall Fuller made the difference in this game. Kendall Fuller, like, and for all it's worth, Kendall Fuller made the difference, and without that touchdown, you're looking at a team on the offensive side of the football. Sure, you still kind of you win the game, but it's like a 13-10 ball game heading into the fourth quarter. It's a 13-10 ball game heading into the fourth quarter. So I say all that to say, for all of those who are also thinking like this defense really helped this team out this game. If you have all that information heading into the Falcons game, Hawk, knowing where the offense was and knowing how it took a step back, and knowing how the defense was able to handle business in Houston, what are you thinking of? What are your first thoughts when you think of an Atlanta game and an Atlanta team who's 5-6 heading into a big game for themselves as well at FedEx Field?
Yeah. So I look at it like this, man. It's another must-win game. You know what I'm saying? 5 losses. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, man, you really, at this point in the season right now, you really don't want to have a 6th loss. You know what I'm saying? Because then you know what, you will have people like myself and like AJ, man, like, nah, man, y'all ain't it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have that 6th loss on your record. So with the defensive line, man, you know what? Matter of fact, with the unit as a whole, just continue to listen to your coaches, continue to go ahead and follow the game plans that JDR has been setting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, oh, and the fact that Richard brought up, you know what I'm saying, that Kendall Fuller set the tone. How many times have you heard that? You know what I'm saying? Since he's been back.
Never.
I haven't heard that. Never. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard that ever. So I mean, Kendall Fuller, thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, you were due for a game like that. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened to come in the game that we needed. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, look, I mean, you know what, Maul? The Texans, you know what, man? The Texans, they're up and coming team. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? We had to do what we had to do, and that was to go ahead and take care of business, which we did.
Houston.
And so with the offense,
that is the most important thing.
Yeah,
we gotta that we cannot
yeah.
continue these Houston conversations without saying they are ass. Continue.
Man, yeah, bro, yeah. And like so it's like for the offense, as far as the offense is concerned, man, like I kind of saw some things late in that Philly game that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just all it took was like, you know, some bad breaks and we could have easily lost that game. 26-21 was the final score. So, you know, with a Taylor Heinicke, man, like, bro. Matter of fact, it's between Taylor, it's between Scott, these offensive linemen, man. Like, I mean, and I can't forget Coach Rivera. Bro, y'all got to go ahead, draw up some plays. Y'all got to go ahead and like do something, man, because the word I need them to practice is consistency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be consistent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do something, man. I mean, run the ball consistent, pass the ball consistent, offensive lineman block consistent. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying, do your job like a Coach Belichick always preached. What preach is, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, the rest will go and take care of itself. And honestly, it's really important because, you know, they know that we like to run the ball just as much as we know that they like to run the ball. Because,
yeah.
I mean, Cordero
That's
Patterson,
kind of similar
this dude
literally to Houston.
Yeah. I mean, bro, like Cordero Patterson has really saved his NFL career, bro. I mean, matter of fact, he is the Alex Smith of outside of the quarterback position, he is the Alex Smith of the skill position players, man. He really is, bro. He came into the league as a highly touted receiver for the Vikings. Wasn't it's called a spade a spade. He wasn't all there at receiver, but bro, he's doing remarkable things at the running back position. So the fact of the matter is, we know that he likes to run the ball. On the back of running back Algier, you know what I'm saying, bro? It's going to be us versus them, and we got to win.
So, okay, all right. Well, what's your take? My what's today? Wednesday? I mean Monday. Damn, I thought today was Wednesday. What am I doing? All right. So we're gonna save your take for Wednesday. But what are you leaning? Let's say that. What are you leaning? Who do you think wins this right now? What's your soft guess, and we'll get your official one on Wednesday.
Yeah. So on the soft guess, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm going with us, man. I'm going with us.
Okay. Oh, so the enemy ain't putting up 40 points.
No. I mean, here's the kicker. Here's the real matchup. It's going to be between the battle of the lesser tier quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm putting Marcus Mariota as a lesser tier quarterback. I know statistically, Maul, he may be decent, but from what I've seen and their overall record, he ain't it, bro. He ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be up to Taylor Heinicke to go ahead and limit his mistakes. And I think we'll be fine.
All right now. Okay, so I got about 15 minutes. I want to make sure I touch on this Taylor Heinicke leash right quick before I get up out here and handle my business. Yeah. So appreciate you checking in. I definitely this is going to be an interesting game against Atlanta for all the obvious reasons. I think a lot of us on last week's episodes had said we're not officially talking. I mean, we can use the P word, right? But we're not officially talking the P word until that Atlanta outcome is in full effect. So it's gonna be an interesting game for sure.
Man, we pushing P like Lil Gunner, man. You know what I'm saying? We pushing P like Gunner, man.
Yeah,
we pushing P.
We on the way. We on the way, player. But appreciate you checking in. Let me go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk about this Taylor Heinicke thing, man, and see where everybody heads at.
Oh yeah. Oh, more. One more thing, bro.
Yep. I'm here.
The other thing is this, man. For all of our, matter of fact, because this rain. Okay, so we're playing at Atlanta, right?
Nah, we home. We got a home game.
Oh, I was about to say, players, stay away from the Magic Cities, from the Onyx. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from all the OnlyFans models in Atlanta. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say.
You never know. Look, they around here too. Look, you got. Come on now.
I know, bro.
They everywhere. Trouble is everywhere. You just got to find it.
I know. Oh, that's facts. That's facts, man.
Sir. Hey,
well, all right,
man.
brother, man.
Enjoy the rest of your day, man.
Anytime.
I'll
Peace
catch
out.
you with you on Wednesday. Yes, sir. All right. Boom. There go the good man Hawk checking in. Let me get my music going. Let me get the music back going right quick. I see everybody in the comments. Where are we at? I wanted to make sure I kept this up because it was this one first. I think now this is a quick topic. I don't have too much to say, and I know Al2 ain't really too serious, but I think like I had laughed because I was like, John Bostic is over here chasing Brandon Cooks, and he's like, I know he's saying this ain't my fucking job description. Like, why am I doing this? Why do y'all have me doing this? Like, that was an easy win for Houston. But also, I really don't blame John Bostic for, giving up the reception. Like, he's carrying the crossing route. Right? So it's not like he lined up on Cooks. He had to take Cooks. And that's ultimately what got him in a position to get smoked. But we do got a few more people in the show right now. So let me get the administrative item out of the way, man. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We definitely appreciate that, man. If you're on the Twitch side, make sure you hit that follow button. We appreciate that. And if you are checking in on Twitter, it's okay to be on the Periscope thing, but I cannot see your comments. I cannot see anything that you say. So if you want to be a part of the show, try to migrate over to YouTube. You can be a part of the show that way. So just all that being said, yeah, that's good. So let's get back to the show. He said, if Chase Young does not have the same impact on defense as Micah Parsons, are we wasting our time with Young when healthy? So Jay mentioned, well, I don't know. It depends. Like, how do you perceive his question? Right? How do you perceive his question? And Rich, I'm gonna say how I perceived it. I think you're talking about generally, not necessarily this year, right? If he doesn't have the same impact as Micah Parsons, are we wasting our time with Chase Young? The answer is yes. But I think wasting time is different. I think the question is, did Chase Young live up to the number 2 overall hype? And I think the question would be no. I mean, the answer would be no to that. You drafted him number 2 overall for the obvious reasons, to wreak havoc, to make plays at the quarterback, to get sacks, to force turnovers, to be a difference maker. That's what you do when you draft somebody at number 2. And I think all of that is important. So I'm assuming that you're not talking about this year, because I think this year is already a wash. I don't have any expectations for him this year, even when he does come back. So I'm not necessarily sitting here saying he needs to be a dog when he comes back. If he does come back and is a dog, then that's like above my expectation level, and that's good for me. But I do think when Chase Young comes back, and when he's fully healthy, so 2023 and beyond, if he's not producing to the level in which is to the number 2 overall standards, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. But it just depends. It's all relative right now. Like, he's a guy you're asking him to get 10 plus sacks a year. Like, 7.5 as a rookie is okay. And he was in a class where 7.5 earned you defensive player of the year. But overall, you need better and you need more from Chase Young. Until further notice, only game that isn't a must-win is Cleveland. At this point, Kevin, I ain't gonna lie to you. At this point, you gotta, in order to keep up with everybody, because everybody's still winning, you gotta win. Right now, you're in good shape because you got the Giants twice, so you can directly impact their ability to make the playoffs, and put yourself and propel yourself above them, right? So right now they're what, 7-3. If you beat them twice, they're 7-5, and you're 8-5. So it's kind of like you got to handle business against the rest of your division guys. Heinicke doesn't have the arm to beat that soft cover too. The areas of the field that be open, can't see, reach. Why are we saying see? Like, he can see it. Question is, can he get the ball there? Like, he's not 5'2". He can see. Our offensive line was majorly suspect. He barely has time back there, but he's still making things happen. Better red zone offense. And Howard came in the fourth. Heinicke smokes Mariota. I would rather have Mariota. That's an interesting conversation. I say unless we get blown out or he has multiple turnovers, he's good for 2 to 3 games. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into the conversation. What does Taylor Heinicke's leash look like right now? We got about 10 minutes. Like I said, I gotta handle some business with my dog, and some other things as well. So let's go ahead and tap into it, man. What does Heinicke's leash look like? I want to hear everybody's comments. Let me scroll up to the very top because one person started this. Let me bring up, where is it at? Where that thing at? Oh, here we go. Taylor Heinicke is Alex Smith 2.0 from the Good Man Magic Man 1027. No. Alex Smith. So Alex Smith don't even take all the shots that Taylor does. I think Alex Smith is a professional in the sense of he's even 10 times more careful than Taylor Heinicke is, but he's also more accurate than Taylor Heinicke. Like from a literal standpoint, he is more accurate on the short and intermediate levels. Like he is a matter of fact, what is his numbers looking like? I can tell you this right now. Alex Smith, that man is a career 62% passer. So that includes the bad San Francisco days, right? But overall, since 2011, like his numbers are incredible. Like it was only one season where he averaged less than 62% in terms of throw percentage. He was 65 overall in his career in Kansas City and 64 overall in his career in Washington. That's only 16 games, but still you get the point. And matter of fact, when he came back, he was 66% in terms of a passer in 2020. Like he is an efficient passer from an accuracy standpoint, and he knows where the football is supposed to go. And I think for Taylor, I think he throws in anticipation. I think that's a good thing for Taylor, but I also think that he is too much of a risk taker from an arm standpoint. Like he still gets a little bit ahead of himself from a confidence standpoint, as opposed to working within the flow of the offense. Sometimes he forgets that his checkdowns are available. Alex Smith don't forget that. Like they got a stat out here, I forgot what it's called, but like it's directly related to the fact that Alex Smith checks the ball down a lot. And that can be a good thing for your offense. Like Tom Brady does it too. They know where their checkdowns are. You're never going to be in too much of a negative situation with Alex Smith, but yet Taylor Heinicke, you continue to find yourself in those situations with him. That is a stark difference between the two quarterbacks that you can lean on right then and there. Where are we at? I saw the comments. So that was just. I know we're talking about Heinicke, but I just want to make sure that we understand. Yes, I mean that was a bad matchup, but when you're in a zone coverage, that's just kind of what you get sometimes. He had to take him. And it wasn't like he started off on Brandon Cooks. He had to cover Brandon Cooks because he was in his zone. All right, so we said unless we get blown out, he has multiple turnovers, he's good for 2 or 3 games. I've said this a couple times, Anthony, that Taylor's true leash and evaluation begins when Carson Wentz is healthy. So assuming that Carson Wentz comes back in the Atlanta game, meaning like back healthy and he's officially backing up Taylor Heinicke, not necessarily starting, but the minute that Carson Wentz comes back in that capacity, yeah, Heinicke can't mess up. Heinicke can't mess up, and I'll continue to go a little bit further. Let me catch up on some of the comments first. Ron Wilder for that Taylor Heinicke winning statement. I mean, it depends. Like, I think so Jaron, you're right. Let me just first say that the team is winning in spite of Heinicke. There have been some plays, some really good game-winning plays that Heinicke has made. Some really good plays within the flow of the game that's been really good for Taylor. He's had some really good drives. I think Washington doesn't win Indianapolis without those last 2 drives that he had. Those were very good. We broke that down on the film session. But ultimately, like, you're also in a position to be trailing because of the offense, and mainly because of the quarterback. Quarterback is one. There are several factors. Let's be clear. But to that point, Taylor Heinicke hasn't been playing too much better than Carson. Like, there has been no difference, no significant difference from a passing standpoint, not necessarily from a full overall ability. There's been no significant difference from a passing standpoint that suggests Taylor Heinicke has to be the full season starter for the remainder of the year. And that gray area is something that the coaches are going to live in until Taylor Heinicke has that bad game and it comes at the expense of the team in which they lose. Then it's time to put Carson in. That's what I think is going to happen. I think there's going to be a matter of time where if Washington, I'm not saying when, but I'm saying there's going to be a matter of time, or it's going to be a matter of time if Washington loses, and they lose in a game in which the quarterback has a poor performance. That leash probably looks like a week-to-week basis. But that leash begins when Carson Wentz is available. So that's kind of how I'm prefacing this. If he's available for the Atlanta game, that's where the week-to-week basis starts. You can't lose, and you can't look bad in your loss. Can't do it. Then you get Carson Wentz back in. I think the Sam Howell conversation should be dead. Like, they're officially in a situation where the playoffs are important, and the playoffs are a realistic idea or possibility for these guys. Sam Howell isn't playing this year. And if they somehow bottom out, maybe you get the last 2 games or the last game for Sam Howell. But at this point, the way they're playing in the position that they're in, they'll probably be in the playoff race towards the end of December as well. The game is in Landover. Maybe. Hey, there's a lot of Atlanta fans out here too. You don't ever underestimate the home field advantage of the away team at FedEx Field. There were a ton of Vikings fans at that game against Minnesota. Sound bad on that play. Literally don't understand it. Bigger question is why didn't he hit him? Looks like he was in 5 yards. That's valid. We cannot do that with Dallas. Probably went crazy. Our defense is great right now. See, that's what I'm talking about. That great word. That's what we were talking about when we started the show, Rich. That great word is worth the conversation. Back-to-back weeks, Bostic, cooked by Sanders and Cook. He is our Kenyon Green on the defense, but he's not a rookie. Can we relax? What are we doing? What are we doing here? Relax. We need Holcomb back at some point. His injury's taking too damn long. Yo, the Jets are going to be bidding for Taylor Heinicke because Wilson is trash. I feel bad for the Jets. Because I like Zach Wilson too. I was a fan of Zach. But he ain't getting no better from a year-to-year basis. Like last year didn't look no different than what he's going through this year. What's going on, Big Simp? Good morning to you, player. Good morning to all the morning trappers just checking in. The must-wins are Falcons, Giants, Niners, and Browns. If he performs bad and loses against the Falcons and Giants, Wentz will be back in after the bye. I think that's fair. Like after the bye week, because what you got after the bye week, you have 4 games. You got 4 games left. I think that's valid. Maybe after the bye week. You only got 2 more games right now. So I think that's probably the best. And I think you're actually convincing me in real time, Jay, that I think the leash is 2 games. And I said week-to-week basis, but assuming that Carson Wentz is back against Atlanta, I stand by that. But from an overall perspective, it could be giving Taylor these 2 games before the bye week. And giving the time coaches to think, giving coaches time to think in the bye week to see where they should do or what they should do for the quarterback position. Yeah, nowhere near as steady as Alex. I agree with you. Alex, Taylor Heinicke. Alex not making the back-breaking mistake. He also not throwing hospital balls. Heinicke's leash is until the end of the season. I think the important thing too as well is to note that, you know, from a record standpoint, because remember, Jaron, we just talked about this too. And good morning, Alex, my bad. Jaron, we just talked about this, right? That record thing, coaches stand by that. Players stand by that. Like all of that stuff is important. Players stand by all this stuff. So when you see a quarterback who is 4-1 in his 5 starts in Washington, that's all they're going to focus on. Like, are we winning games with him? Cool, because we won't win a game with the other guy. So I don't give a damn about how he performing right now. So I think all of that is important, right? And I think the players understand that. But I ultimately think you really can't underestimate the ego of coaches. And what do we mean by that? They brought Carson Wentz in to start. They did not bring him in to back up anybody. Heinicke's leash is not until the end of the season. It is until he screws up. He has not shown that he is capable of doing anything spectacular from a quarterback standpoint, from a passing standpoint, on a consistent basis. Outside of this week, I think they had a turnover in every single game under Heinicke. And he's had an interception in every single game. He's had a turnover. Put it that way. He's had a turnover in every single game outside of the Texans game. And truthfully, we all saw him throw an interception on the first drive that was dropped, like flat out dropped. And that was just a miscommunication part. It wasn't like a terrible throw, but even still, I think the decision shouldn't have been to throw it at all. Like you shouldn't have thrown it. So I think all of these things should be considered. It's not just the fact that you're winning, but have you impacted the offense in a way in which we're confident moving forward in you? Like this offense has been averaging 14 points a game leading into that Philadelphia game. They scored a pick 6 against Houston. But guess what? That offense scored 16 points against Houston. Like that stuff is important. So the minute they lose, bro, don't be surprised if their perspective changes at some point. I'm not necessarily saying it's going to happen because the way they're playing right now on the defensive side of the football, they're going to be in every single game. Alex didn't have the stats, but he was the best game manager. He wasn't going to lose you the game. His final season in KC was fire. That was the year he was like, F it. I see what Pat Mahomes can do. I'm not about to let him take my job right now. He's going to have to wait till the end of the year. He said, I really think it would take one loss paired with the bad fourth quarter INT for Rivera to switch back to Wentz. Smoking mirrors, I agree. No, the team was smoking mirrors. I don't think Alex was. I think that the team was smoking mirrors. That defense wasn't good. The reason why they were 6-3 is because the offense and Alex Smith kept that team and kept that defense off the field. That was it. But correct, that team was smoking mirrors. I'm not gonna sit here and say Heinicke, like, the only game I can give him like true credit for was that Indy game, because you had to come back and you had to win that. You had to be perfect on those last 2 drives, and he was. Heinicke will play better with Logan Thomas being more available. Heinicke is lucky, but you can't deny his heart, IQ, and smartness. Alex was, yes sir, he was. The status call. Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny as hell. The Alex stat. I do like that Heinicke takes shots though. I'm not going to discredit him for that. I just think that sometimes those shots are a little, like, you know, like some of those, like, he knows better. He knows that he shouldn't be doing it. At the end of the first half, I give you credit for that. Yes, he had a really good 2-minute drill that led to field goals, unfortunately. Led to a field goal. All right, come on, girl. We about to go out. I got you. I trust Heinicke's clock managing more than Ron's. Heinicke has his job because of the Philly game. They are waiting for him to lose to put Wentz in. I agree about the weapons. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And you did a really good job, Jay. Just let me know. How many J's do we got in here? We got Jay Tyler. We got Jay right here. Got myself. I know there's a couple more J's in here. Matter of fact, mind you, before we get up out of here, man, if you are just checking in, good morning to everybody. Good morning to all the morning trappers, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done so yet, man, we are on the way to 1K over here on the Chopper Dive channel. The Washington Commanders Morning Show is live streamed each and every Monday, Friday. How did I skip the middle of the week? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern. Wednesdays are for film sessions. Monday, Friday, we chopping it up, just talking ball. Schedule-wise, we do have some things upcoming that I will talk to you all about later in the week, maybe Wednesday. But yeah, let's keep things going. Twitch side, hit that follow button if you are new. Twitter side, you can stay into Periscope if you want to. However, if you want to be a part of the show, try to migrate over to YouTube, so you can do that. We're getting ready to close out here today because your boy got some things to do this morning. I agree about the weapons. But Heinicke was doing this last year. Oh, one more thing too. You can always join the show, be a part of each and every show. When we send those invites out, that's how Hawk gets on. We put the invites into either the description or into the live show chat. If you want to talk ball, man, Mondays and Fridays are the day to do so. All right, Heinicke's barely using his mobility, takes less sets. I would like to see them part of the same game plan with Wentz. That's another thing too, Jarian. Brian Robinson was not available when he was around. That's important. The tight end situation was in flux. The offensive line situation is in flux. It's still in flux. I actually don't think the offensive line gotten better. That's like in terms of pass protection. That's a kind of a misnomer, I believe, from people who are saying like it's gotten better. I don't think it's gotten better, and that's going to be like a caution or a yellow tape or a red flag for if Wentz does come back. It's how does he maneuver? How does he kind of maneuver in the pocket better with more time in his offense from a mental standpoint? Like, he's been able to do the film study, stay in the playbook, have those mental practice reps. All of that is important. How is he able to execute it now when he comes back? We'll see. You're wild for that Wentz comparison. Wentz was eating sacks out there and completely collapsed under pressure. I actually don't. What Heinicke is composed and can actually succeed. And what comparison did I make between those two? Oh, if you're talking about from a arm, I'm talking about from. If you're talking about from, I'm trying to call back exactly where I went wrong, or where you think I went wrong. I'm trying to remember. I think from a passing standpoint, it's probably where I was more so focused on. But I also don't think Heinicke has been much better than Wentz from a passing standpoint. Like, I don't think he provides great value from being able to move the ball consistently downfield. Like, they both have their faults in different ways. Heinicke has more anticipation and more knowledge in the offense, but he'll still give the ball to the defense. He'll still have bad, inaccurate throws, and find a way to stall the drive. Carson Wentz takes a sack and the drives are stalled. Like, it happens in different ways, but they both stall drives. I think that's kind of what you're referring to when I said I was wild for the Wentz comparison. But I think my point is, like, they both struggle in different ways and they both hinder the offense. So hopefully that helps. If you still disagree, that's cool. Wentz does not get the benefit of the doubt. Does not get the benefit, and teams in the house. And he folds like, yes, that is true. Those blitzes will be back. Wentz is a walking strip sack. Wentz's quarterback is 13 higher than Wentz. That tells you that stats. The stats tell you that Wentz is not the option. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, that type of stuff is relative, because if it's 13 points higher, like, if Carson Wentz had a terrible QBR and it's only 13 points higher than Wentz, does that tell you that Taylor Heinicke is drastically better than Wentz? I don't think that does. I don't think that does tell you that. Wentz is like a statue out there. That is true. The Titans game is going to come back to haunt us. Maybe. And he is the backup. Yes. So imagine when Cole Turner comes back. Thankfully, we do need that. The only person we need to worry about is Scott Turner play calling. He's going to be the downfall. Oh, Lord. Hey, there's a lot of comments, man. I appreciate the love. If I do this all, I stayed past 10 minutes. I'm past the 8 o'clock point at 10 minutes, man. I appreciate all the comments. Let me keep catching up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. So I appreciate the conversation. I'm not gonna abandon the conversation. The only person we need to worry about is Scott Turner play call, and he's gonna be our downfall. They keep trying to keep the pick 2 from Carson trade. That's probably all plays a factor. Like, maybe if they clear that 70% threshold, it's probably when they say, all right, you ain't doing too good, Taylor, we're gonna go ahead and put Carson back in. But they gotta all take all this stuff into consideration. Like, if Carson Wentz stinks up the joint when he comes back, keep in mind the players love Taylor Heinicke, right? But that doesn't mean that they don't like Carson Wentz. I think that's kind of a dichotomy too that people fail to understand. Like, that is important. Players don't hate Carson Wentz, but they love Taylor Heinicke. So I don't think it'll be a huge transition from that regard. But I do think the chemistry may not be there like it is with Taylor, and that's important too. So, like, the coaches are going to have a huge conversation when that time does come. Like, do we risk it? Because if we risk it and Carson lays the egg, we can't go back to Taylor. I would go back. I'm like, all right, we made a mistake this game. We got to come back and win. We got to win. We got to win out. But I don't think they're going to go back. I think, again, pride is probably going to get in the way. And probably force them to stay with whatever decision that they do make. That's why QB wins are a false stat for most QBs. Agree. Heinicke tried to throw 2 picks. Coach is going to want to justify the Wentz investment. Yes, sir. Tony, appreciate you checking in, big dog. He said Taylor's leash is until the bye week. We just talked about that. Somebody else agreed with you as well, Tony. Somebody said that, and I actually lean that way too. See, I did not forget about your show either. Mondays are hard. The whole week is hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do a lot. But I did not forget. So give me some time. I'm not abandoning anything that we talking about on your side. So we still gonna get that done. Do better offense. Falcons gonna put up at least 24. Yep. Heinicke will only lose the job if he plays bad in a loss. I agree, but I think that evaluation makes it like a week-to-week basis. Big Shemp, Delano, appreciate you checking in. He said Heinicke targets Terry way more than Wentz. That ability to extend plays and drives is winning formula. But we ain't extending drives. That's the problem. Washington is still not extending drives. I agree with the Taylor part. I mean, Terry part. Terry is definitely more involved in the offense now, as he should have been all along. And Taylor is making it an emphasis to target Terry. But we still ain't moving the football. Washington is still struggling offensively. Like, that cannot be understated. They're still struggling. Wentz can execute this version of the offense. I agree. And that's another thing. The last 2 games, 40-plus rushing attempts. They have 49 against Philly, 40 against Houston. If you take the ball out of Carson Wentz's hands, you probably have a better idea of what Carson can do for you, because you're not giving him the opportunity to expose himself from an actual protection standpoint and from his ability to give the ball away from those stupid decisions. Like the offense, or the defense can be a little bit more clearer for him to read from that standpoint. Taylor needs to buy these defense. Hey, that is hilarious. Buy for the whole defense, bro. Hey, we're gonna talk about Kyle Pitts, man. Let's do that Wednesday or Friday. But yeah, I think we could do a film session on Kyle Pitts. Maybe do it Friday. Ooh, Thanksgiving is Thursday, bro. My birthday is Thursday. Come on, player. You asking too much of me, Hulk. Come on, bro. What you want? Can't do all that. It's like, nah, bro. Wentz put the team in a lot of moronic intentional grounders this year. Heinicke hasn't done. Again, like I keep saying, Alex, to everybody's point about sacks, Al too, you said the same thing. Y'all aren't wrong about Carson Wentz and how he was taking sacks, right? The sack rate is 9% for him, but it's not that he took those. All were not on Carson. The offensive line is still bad. The only difference between Carson and Taylor is the fact that Heinicke is more mobile, and he has much better instincts in the pocket. That's it. They're still struggling. They're 3 of 13 on third downs. They were 3 of 13 against Houston on third downs, Alex. That was with Taylor Heinicke at quarterback. They weren't good on third downs in Indianapolis. They weren't good on third downs against Green Bay for the most part. Philadelphia, I think they weren't good on third downs either. They're still bad. We talking about his sack rate. The offense ain't moving the ball. Ran the ball more. Hope everything goes well to Vet. Let me go ahead and catch it. I'm just saying, Taylor is out on training wheels. Protect saying they need to take the training wheels off at some point. Calling now, Chopper Dive, Protect Sports Network, and Big Simp collaboration show. Hey, that's how we're gonna end it. Let me go ahead and handle my business, bruh. I'm late as hell, and that's y'all fault. I'm out of here, man. We back Tuesday tomorrow for Chopper Dive with AJ, Dre, and myself. All 32 on Wednesday. Commanders Morning Show, Commanders Film Session Wednesday morning. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy y'all day. I'm out of here. Yeah.